But all my friends like my...
What the is that?
Just a...
Oh, is this a tsunami?
No.
But it's an earthquake.
Are you serious?
Bro, what the is that? Oh, shit.
Why you...
No, dead. What the is this?
No, bro, this...
Oh! No.
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Bro, what the is going on? Why are you laughing? No, I'm dead. I don't know. Hold on, gang. Go ahead. Oh, shit. Oh, we gotta go. How do you get out? We gotta go. We got stairs. One second. Oh. No, oh my gosh. No. Go. Oh, shit. What the fuck is that? Hey, where do we go? No, we go. I want to slide. Go. Good, bro. We good. No, you good, bro. Make sure you just record, bro. Record just in case. I got you. Record, bro. Record. What the stairs?
Hey, giving all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah by Hashem HaRachakodash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders here, Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. Hey, like the brother or the elder that uploaded this video, GMS dedication, titled it well. Just as suddenly things can go left. Stay on guard. And you know that tsunami that happened. Damn, what was that? I forgot just that. I think it was Thailand. Yeah, it was Thailand. And it just so happened you had some Jakes over there who was live streaming, and they caught the whole thing live. It was actually a few Jakes. It was another Eve that was over there did the same thing, and the moment things start shook, and she bolted down the stairs, and you saw Jake. And I believe these are the same Jakes that afterwards said that they just gonna go back home. I think they moved over there, but they said no, we're just gonna go back to Texas. We're gonna go back to Texas because this place isn't what it is anymore. It's basically like rubble now. So we're just going to get out of here. And it's like, yeah, you see, the party days are over. The fun times are coming to an end. And like the title says, things literally can suddenly go left. That's the thing. See, you just don't know. You see, this is why it's really mercy. When Yahweh Yahushua gave us the understanding of the scriptures, and I'm telling you, dude, He told us the best way to be in this life. And the best way to be is to have a mindset of understanding, just like the brother titled it, things can go left suddenly. So be prepared. And really, you can just be prepared spiritually. The thought process that he teaches us to have gets you ready to be able to maneuver in the midst of the evils that we're in, because you don't know what the Lord has in store. The Lord knows what he has in store. You're just in the midst. So he's telling us what mindset to adapt to be able to survive in these times. Like, yeah, right now, okay, sure, things is going normal. Things are starting to heat up in the world with World War, etc. We're just reading the news. But whoever really thinks that the judgment can be brought to their door, like in this case, the earthquake came to them. Well, they were over there, and the earth started to shake. Them people didn't know that was going to happen. They didn't know that. They didn't expect that was going to happen. They didn't even see it coming. They couldn't even predict that. They just felt the earth shake. And I personally never experienced it, but there's no other feeling that can make you feel any more helpless. Whenever the Lord brings judgment, when he comes, even if he brings a storm, if he brings a tornado, if he starts a fire, you realize just how helpless you are, that all you can do is simply get out the way. And when that earth is shaking beneath your feet, all you have is uncertainty. You're completely helpless. And that's enough to shake somebody up. Understand? And over here in Missouri, St. Louis to be exact, but our neighbors, you got like Illinois, you got Tennessee. We're actually over here in the heart, because the Midwest is considered the heart of America, heart of Babylon. We're actually still waiting on the big one. The big one, known as the New Madrid fault line.
The west coast of the United States is an earthquake hotspot for the country. Everyone expects the big one to hit California at some point in the future. But within the heart of the United States is one of the country's least understood but most seismically active regions, the New Madrid seismic zone. Here's why this area will suffer from a series of devastating earthquakes in the future, and what will happen when they hit. Welcome to Geography by Jeff. Today we're off to explore the New Madrid seismic zone, a region of the country that most don't expect to have a large earthquake, but is going to shake, rattle, and roll at some point in the future. And when it does, people in this part of the country will have a difficult time recovering. But first, this week's podcast at Madrid seismic zone. The New Madrid seismic zone, often overshadowed by its more famous counterparts in California, the Pacific Northwest, and Alaska, is one of the more dangerous seismic regions of the United States. Stretching across several states including Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, this seismic zone has the capability to disrupt the lives of millions of Americans. The origins of the New Madrid seismic zone can be traced back to about 750
years ago, but in 1811, that's when it actually first hit, and there was several of them for like over a year, so much so that it changed the direction of the Mississippi River. So the actual direction that the Mississippi River is going was due to the earthquakes. That's how much the earth has shaken before it changed the path of the Mississippi River, and that was over 200 years ago. So now those people who study earthquakes have noticing that there's been a lot of seismic activity going on, and they predict that it's going to be a big one. And the catch is that people forgot about it. So from 200 years ago, people have since moved down there. There's homes and all these people, and everybody forgot about it. But here we are at the end of days. The Lord is making his moves, and he has still something in store. He has something in store for Babylon, and that's over here in the Midwest. So you see, there's really no safe place. You know, you talk to some people, I don't want to go to Florida or California or Texas. All these places, they're prone for disasters and hurricanes. So some people move over here to the Midwest thinking you're safe. You're not safe, because the Lord still has a lot of cards that he can play. And he had one in stone over 200 years ago. So over here, especially like in St. Louis, because we're basically right on top of it, people don't even realize, and they've actually been doing drills for the past few months. They've been doing drills because they're preparing for this to come, right? People don't even realize that when this happens, man, it's going to be just as bad over there. And you got all them tall ass buildings. That's why them Jakes was terrified, because they was in a very large building, you can tell. And all it takes is your foundation to crack or to move, and you're all going down. You're all going down. So all those big buildings, all that pride that caused these nations to build their buildings so high, because of course they're not expecting the earth to shake. But the Lord prophesied that the earth was going to shake. And part of the earth shaking is the Lord speaking. That's him showing that he's upset. Because, nothing good comes out of an earthquake. What good comes out of it? Who's looking forward to that? An earthquake can only bring destruction and take lives and cause years of building and construction to just turn it to rubble in 5 minutes and 10 minutes by just shaking the foundation. That's all an earthquake. And the Lord said there's going to be many earthquakes, and it's hitting on all the four corners. But people in America are still waiting. They believe, it ain't going to hit us. Sure, California, Florida, we're expecting that. However, nobody's expecting the Midwest. Nobody's expecting the heart of Babylon the Great. But we are. Oh, yes. The Lord still has in store the big one. And the Midwest is actually important because since you somewhat sit at the heart of Babylon the Great, when it comes to deliveries and trucks, because brothers can tell you, because brothers is in that field, do a lot of deliveries and trucks to foods and whatnot, because being at the heart in the middle, there's a lot of service that gets financed over here to get deliveries because they can be a lot quicker, a lot faster. What happens when the Lord distorts all of those pathways to get gas and food to these places and that places? All he has to do is throw off the Midwest, hit you right where it hurts, and that's going to be a trickle effect to what? To all the whole country of Babylon. Oh yes, man, it is coming. As Matthew 24, verse, you know what Yahushua said of what to look for upon his coming. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, that's happening right now, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. The second Ezra 16, verse 11. The Lord hath threatened, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also are before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot in the ends of the world. And that's talking about his nuclear missiles, and indeed his creations and his what they would call disasters, like an earthquake, the earth shaking. When those things happen, they shake the earth. They cause even the fishes to tremble. It cause everybody to tremble because it's sudden, it's expected, and you get this sense of this helplessness feeling, and you don't know what to expect, and you don't know when it's coming, but you just know it's coming. That's fear. That's the power of the Lord. And he said, he promised that this was going to happen up until his point. So it's just going to be destruction and fire and more tempest. That's part of him speaking. That's part of him expressing his disdain for the wickedness of this world. As Isaiah 29, verse 6 says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake. See, earthquake is a part of the weaponry. It's over when the Lord shakes and for the record, he gives the angels the charge, say what degree of magnitude it's going to be, how long it's going to last, how many seconds, what part is going to reach, what other part is going to reach. This is him doing it. It ain't just some natural phenomenon that just, it just happened. And then, the Lord's just up there sitting in a rocking chair, chewing a piece of gum, reading a magazine. And then next thing you know, the angels are coming to him saying, oh, Lord, it's horrible. The earthquake hit Thailand. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. That damn Satan. Let's go over here and let's try to clean up the mess. No, he's the one calling the shots. He's the one giving out the orders. He's the one saying whose lives are going to be spared and who ain't going to make it. Okay? As he said, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, with the flame of devouring fire. And that's another thing, when those earthquakes happens, there's actually a lot of noise. Like, luckily, those two happen to be next to each other. Those guys, they could hear each other. But if they was outside, it would have been so noisy that chances are you can't even hear each other. That's how loud the noise is. And that'll put a lot of fear into a lot of people. That's part of him speaking as well. Psalms 29, verse 7, the voice of the Lord Yahweh divided the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord Yahweh shaketh the wilderness. The voice, it's like I'm reading it. The voice of the Lord Yahweh shaketh the wilderness. The Lord Yahweh shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord Yahweh maketh the hinds to calve and discovereth the forest. And in his temple doeth everyone speak of his glory. The Lord Yahweh sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Lord Yahweh sitteth king forever. The Lord Yahweh will give strength unto his people. The Lord Yahweh will bless his people with peace. Right, so it's the voice of the Lord. And just like the elder titled his video, all you can do is just be on guard. You don't know what the Lord has. You know what he has in store, but you don't know when it's coming. You don't know how it's coming. You don't know where you're going to be. All you can do is stay prepared mentally and spiritually. And he's given you the mindset to adapt, to keep as help, as mercy. He could have just left you in the dark. And he didn't tell us to have that attitude of being a community Israelite and just partying and building and just living it up. He didn't tell us to do that. But rather he said here, verse 40 in 2 Ezra 16, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. A pilgrim is one who doesn't have a home, man. He's like a traveler. He goes to and fro wherever the Spirit leads him. He's there for who knows how long. He's just following the Spirit. He has no attachments to this world. So the Lord said, when you see those evil days come, you need to adapt this mindset. Verse 41, it says, He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widowers. Therefore they that labor, labor in vain. So that's the thought process he wants you to have. As the scripture says, using the world but not abusing it. You're as the scripture says, be not ignorant but understand what the will of the Lord, the will of the Lord is. If you know that this is the will of the Lord, and this place is evil, this place is wicked, he has us elect on all four corners, just like Lord willing, we're part of the number here, both in, the brothers in Missouri, Jeff City, even Kansas City, brothers in Memphis, Tennessee, right? And all around that could be affected by this big earthquake that's coming here in the Midwest. He's still angry at this place. This place is still wicked. So he's going to bring the judgment. We, Lord willing, are part of the number. The, believers, our families, even the brothers and sisters in the area, right? Wherever the Lord brings the judgment, we're going to get caught up in it. Lord willing, we're not touched. But we could take some losses in that, right? We could lose family members and end up finding them buried under some rubble. It could happen. So what is the Lord telling you? He's telling you how to be. So you use the world, you don't abuse it. You're selling as if you won't ever retrieve again. You're buying as if you won't really be able to get to enjoy. You're building a house as if you really won't be able to dwell therein. You marrying as if you won't have children. And if you a widow, you as if you're not going to marry again. It's the thought process that all right, because at any time, the Lord can visit at any time. And you just don't know when it can happen. That's why he's telling you how to be. Israel, Israel and the word of Israel, they have to have something like that happen to them first. See, all this is happening, you can say, outside of Babylon. That's why Israel over here in the land of Babylon is so relaxed. And they're just looking to the next debate. They're looking to have the greatest Passover ever, the biggest Passover ever. But between now and then, anything can happen. They're not expecting it, but something like that has to happen for Jake to get that alert. Because it ain't happened over here in the land of America yet. But hey, that's why we sending out the alarm. And even we talk about this amongst ourselves. Whenever we hear about the earthquake, we just put that reminder out there. Hey, just remember, the Lord can send this one off at any time. And it don't have to just be one. Because the New Madrid Falls that happened in 1811 happened several times, I think for like a month or a year, I think I want to say. Like they didn't have no rest. Like that's how much the earth shit. It wasn't one big one. It was several ones throughout. Let's just look it up while I'm talking about it. All right, it says in 1811 to 1812, New Madrid earthquakes were a series of seismic events that included 3 major earthquakes and thousands of aftershocks. The first major earthquake struck December 1811, with estimates of magnitude ranging to 6.7 to 8.8, which is extremely high. The second and third major earthquakes occurred in January and February of 1812, with estimated magnitudes 6.8 to 7.8, etc. So it happened throughout thousands of shock waves and 3 big major ones that happened in the span of about 4 months. Yeah. And those shock waves, that, you know what I'm saying? That keeps you alert. You don't know what to expect or what's happening. But let's keep going. It says, and therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children, and they that occupy the merchandise with robbery. The more they deck their cities, aka that community Israelite spirit, the relax, let's just get married, let's have some fun, let's eat chicken, let's work on a community, let's get people off drugs. That's that attitude. It says the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own person, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, said the Lord Yahweh. Why? Because you are deliberately choosing to ignore him stretching out his hand and telling you how to think and telling you how to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself spiritually. That's literally what Yahweh Shah said himself. He said that when the abomination of desolation come, he that's on the rooftop, don't come down. And he that's already out, don't come back. Because he knew about 70 AD, but they didn't know. So he just said whenever it happened, wherever you are, you better cut your losses and you better go. You better not return. You better not come down. You better not look back. Well, wait a minute. Let me just go get an extra pair of this. Wait a minute. Let me go get my father. You know, I gotta help. Lord said, you got to go. And he told us the same way in these evil times that we're living in. You understand? You got to have that same attitude. Because you don't know how it's coming, when it's coming. Just know it can come. So you got to stay alert. Shalom.